We're gonna get a little bit of light work. Inside of here, it gotta be 100 plus Fahrenheit, which is how I like it. I'm gonna just get this work in. A little bit of quick work. My morning workout is just to make sure that you do it. It's not a heavy workout. It's to get you ready for the day, get you started, get you loose, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get after it. I always start off shadow boxing. I use some hand weights, and I really use that to facilitate my stretching. When you start the day, the biggest thing is to get loose, get stretched. Let's go ahead and get this work. I use a timer, and what I typically will do is I'll put on a 4-minute round. So I'll do 3 4-minute rounds, or sometimes 4 4-minute rounds approximately. So timer right here. So that was a 1 4-minute round. Get you warmed up. So the other thing that's critical for me is the stretching. It's critical for you too. You just might not realize it. So there we go. So one thing that you may use your yoga mat for, this is a Sassy yoga mat. You can get this at sasnbrand.com. I use this for grip, actually, because this floor is not a floor with grip, so I use it to hold my stretch in place. And the most important time to start your exercise is psychologically the day before. Mentally, you have to tell yourself what it's going to be. Mentally, you have to decide the night before what the next day is going to be. And when you've already figured those things out mentally, then you just follow the script the next day. Another thing I do, pro tip, I stretch before I go to sleep. You'll notice a tremendous difference in your body when you wake up if you stretch before you go to sleep. Right now I'm stretching my toes. Should give you guys a better angle on that so you can see what I'm doing. So basically, stretching the toes. There you go. Putting pressure there, loosening it up. All this stuff matters because the whole body is interconnected. You might wonder why I'm sweating profusely. I'm sweating profusely for 2 reasons, maybe 3. Number 1, I'm in excellent physical shape. Number 2, it's extraordinarily hot in here in this solarium. Oh yeah, Sasson brand socks, you dig? sasnbrand.com. Cool. And so I'll stretch intermittently and then get back to the core exercise. And the most important thing you can do is to stay awake, right? So as I exercise, I'm asking myself, where do I feel tight? So as I'm shadow boxing, I'm deciding what I'm going to stretch next. So this is all about being functional. The reason that I do a workout in the morning is because if you're going to go out in this world, some pop off, you want to be fast and strong. You want to already be loose. You feel me? And you never know when something pop off. Best thing you can do is be ready. And you never know when it's going to happen. Nothing worse than not being prepared and not being able to show up the way you want to show up. Oh yeah, let me put my timer on. So do another 4 minutes. You guys may be aware that a standard boxing round, professional round is 3 minutes. Your goal is always to exceed that which is a minimum or a standard for average humans. You're not an average human being. You're the good people of the earth. You're the saints. So right now, I'm feeling tightness in certain places. I've already decided which stretch I want to do. I'm going to get on my back, stretch the hamstrings and the hips. One thing about being in the gym with other people, folks are always trying to impress other people with the amount of weight they're lifting, with the number of reps, with the speed of the reps. The key is to remember in life, you're not here to impress other people. If you have high standards, you really should be trying to impress yourself. Mentally, when I'm shadow boxing, I'm really imagining fighting somebody, brutalizing one of my enemies. So I'm seeing the jab come at me, I'm slipping it, I'm countering, and I know I'm gonna have to move forward. and I'm working on specific things, you might see me repeat something a bunch of times because I want it in muscle memory. Like for example, I need my weight on my back foot, right? I need to come in and jab, 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 move the hip with it. And another thing that's really important for me is I like to work that uppercut and then turn it over to a two. So uppercut, boom, overhand right. And that's a fast punch. And it's not a typical thing. So you really want to program it. So it's a bang, 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 bang. And then you never complete a combination until you escape. So then the question is, what's the escape route, right? So like bang, bang, weave out. So I might practice something like that a whole damn round damn near. And you want to vary your escape routes. Obviously, when you throw the jab, bang, 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 you want to move laterally with it. But you want to be able to escape, boom, escape to the right, boom, boom, escape to the left. It's another round over. Next stretch. Oh, yeah. SASMbrand.com. Curious. Yeah, confirm with Alpha when we're still live. I'm going to get back to this work. Just working out the kinks, and such is the nature. Such is the nature of new things. When you try new things, they're not going to go perfectly. You're not going to start off as a pro. You start at the bottom. See, that's the problem. Everybody wants to look good all the time. That's going to stop you from producing. You're not going to look good all the time, especially when you're learning. You're not going to look like a professional when you're an amateur. And you have to be comfortable with that reality as you learn. And as you learn, have a positive growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset where you feel like you always have to look like you've been doing something your whole life. And most importantly, you got to take risks. And when you take big risks, you might get a big payoff or a big L. It's all good though. Real bosses understand it. You're not living life from the bleachers. You are very much so in the game because you're a player. You heard me, you're a player. That's why you're in the game. And that's the key to life. Take those risks. Maximize. Make sure that life includes you actually living. Most people are just waiting to die. They're just in the audience of life. They're watching life. They're not living life. Huh? You know, I'm out here. I teach some of these folks how to live. They're being too cautious, scared to make a mistake, scared to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. They think everyone's paying attention to them and their mistakes. Well, here's the thing that you should remember. The people who really are about you, the ones who really support you, they're understanding, they're forgiving, they're supportive. The people who are not for you, the haters, the wicked, they're going to hate on you whether you're winning or losing. You see, if you don't have a car, they'll make fun of you because you don't have a car. If you do have a car and it's a Toyota, they'll make fun of you because you have a modest car. If you have an expensive car, then they'll claim that the car is rented or borrowed, which is to say, you can't win with the wicked. Don't try. See, me, I'm always hyper-focused on who my friends actually are. And in as much as I have a sense of who my friends actually are, I don't get over-consumed with making new friends or making friends of everyone. A man of principle can't be friends with everyone. You can be friends with the right ones. Here's another stretch right here. I call it Saints pose. And this one is critical. If I don't do any stretch, I always do this one. Opens up the hip flexors. Wish I knew this one when I was much younger. Phenomenal stretch right here. This one I recommend doing on a bed because you have your bones face down on the hard surface. Doesn't feel so good. But it's worth it as opposed to not doing it. Let's get back to this work. And one of the beautiful things about training every day, especially as far as this pugilism goes, is that you're not going to get tired. And more importantly, you're going to have such a high level of comfort and relaxation. Your comfort and relaxation when you ball your fists up is just going to feel like a routine. And that's the advantage. That's what you're seeking. You always want the advantage. You don't ever want to be playing fair. A little bottle of water I left out, probably boiling. Also, if you can stay hydrated during your workout, especially if you're like me, then it's going to make sure that your recovery time is much quicker. Let's get back to this wizard. You know, my morning workout is number one for psychological purposes more than anything. Sometimes I just go with the flow. I go with what I'm feeling, what my body wants to do. So this is the third round. If you're curious, if you're an amateur boxer or a semi-professional, the rounds will be 3-minute rounds and it'll be 3 of them. So I like to do 4 rounds. You always want to go above what average people are doing to reinforce your superiority to them. Let's get back to this work. Let's get back to the work. And for me, I enjoy exercising in this hot box because the muscles get loose so much quicker. And I'm gonna put my shoes on because my feet are starting to burn. So the ground is so hot. Shout out to Quat, who created the shoes that I'm wearing. He took a consultation at assassin.com, THESASN.com, quick consultation, schedule consultation in the bottom left, red button, and he created this fine product. Let's start my 4 minutes over again. So I want the work. And right now, I'm visualizing myself in the pocket against a larger fighter, because that's what I want to work on. Staying in the pocket, exchanging brutal blows, but also catching and shooting, catching and shooting. Problem is I'm sweating so much right now, it's getting on the floor, making the floor slippery. So I'm gonna kind of slow down my movements so I don't slip. One thing you gotta remember, even when you're shadow boxing, don't forget to throw your feints. When I'm fighting competitively, I'll throw a lot more jabs, and I'll throw them mostly soft. I'll feint the jabs a lot. I'll use it to blind, and then I'll hit them with a staggering, just like vicious right hand. But punch output, when I'm actually competing, you'll see my punch output go crazy. I like to throw counter punches, but I like to throw a lot. So I might let them shoot first every now and then. They shoot the jab, slide in, boom, 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 boom. gotta change levels on them. It's getting super slippery out here. And when you're training, I recommend you train the triple jab. Not only for your fitness, but also so that you can use it as a part of your toolkit. Whoa, slippery. Too much sweat. Hurts. So I'm gonna wrap that right there. That portion of the exercise. Slipping too much. Safety. Safety is critical. Shout out to my captain. Actually, now the executive in Las Vegas. He put me onto a good exercise for the knee. Haven't had a problem since he put me on this exercise. So basically what I did is I added it into my squat regime. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Make sure you guys can see me. Oh yeah, if you haven't subscribed, I don't even know if you can watch on Kick without subscribing. But if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. And share the link if you'd be kind enough. I appreciate you. Okay, here we go. So check this out. I think you guys can see my feet, right? So when you do your squats or your calf exercises, it's this rise in the toe. And so he added that, and just that small little thing has largely removed my knee, which is great. I'm very thankful. Another 2 stretches that I'll do, that I'll show you here, is, I'll just use this right here. I use 2 variations. I'll use this one. Stretch all through the Achilles area, calf. I'll hold that till it feels good. And of course, everything you do, you want to do with symmetry. Do it on both sides. Sometimes I end up having to stop the workout in here because of the amount of sweat. Then I give the full stretch of the calf, the traditional one. So I'll do this one, of course. And my foot is slipping, so I'll just use this Satin yoga mat because it's going to provide the grip that I need. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now let me take you guys to my next exercise. And mind you, I might not necessarily recommend you do it with the same amount of weight or with the same type of weight, because I'm sure there are safer ways to do this, But what I'll do is I'll take a plate. Take this 45 plate right here. Get your legs straight. Got too much sweat in my eyes. Let me know what you guys think. If we should continue streams like this, if you enjoy this, ways I can optimize it, let me know. Until next time.